Alright, hello and welcome to another NVIZ Battle Report, Warhammer 40K, 7th edition. We are doing a 1500 point battle tonight. We've got Orks and some Demon allies versus Red Hunter Space Marines using White Scar tactics and Grey Knight allies. We're playing Big Guns Never Tire on a Hammer and Anvil board. That is the board you're seeing there. I will show you a little bit more of the board. We've got 3 objectives, one in the center of the table, one in that corner, and one in that corner. Here are the Space Marines, 1500 points of Red Hunter Space Marines that I use White Scar Chapter Tactics for. I am doing a classic Chapter Master on bike with Thunderhammer, Artificer Armor, and Shield Eternal with 5 bikes. I'm going to use grab guns tonight, 2 grab guns on the bikes. 5 scouts with cloaks and sniper rifles. 5 scouts in a speeder storm. 5 tacticals with Melta Combi Melta in a drop pod. I've got Storm Talon, Land Raider, and Thunderfire Cannon. And the Grey Knight contingent is Kodiaz and 3 minimum henchman squads of 2 Acolytes and a Psyker in a Psykerback, Razorback, doing that twice, and then a Dreadnought with Cybolt autocannons. That's 1500 points. I'll show you the Orks.
The Orks.
And Demon.
Alright. We have Demon Prince of Slaanesh with Psychic level 3, greater rewards, exalted rewards, some pink horrors, 10 boys in a truck with a rocket, knob, 10 Gretchen and a runt herder. Actually, this is 3 bikes, 1 with a power claw. We have HQs here. We have Zagstruck, Warboss Mega Armor Lucky Stick, and Pain Boy Warlord on a bike. 20 boys in a battle wagon with a knob, 4 Mega Knobs. 1 with the kill saw. Kill cannon on there, and 2 big shooters on here, and rams.
Alright, so we're hoping the 1500 point level will be a nice, fair, fun game, lasts a while, and give you one last look at the board. You want to shoot the roll off? Let's see, you got a dice, let's see who gets to choose. Rolling off for choice. Got a 2.
Got a 1.
A 1, I won.
He wins.
Alright, we'll be back when I choose side and deployment. So there's one last look at the table. We'll be back with deployment. Alright, here's deployment. Actually, the Space Marines deployed first, but I'm showing you the Ork deployment because they deployed very far back in their Hammer and Anvil deployment zone. He put the Gretchen over there. He's got the smaller squad of boys in the buggy truck thing, and he's got his HQs there. He's got the larger squad of boys in that battle wagon, and the Mega Knob guys in there. His objective is over in the center of that round ruin. Space Marine deployment. I put the Grey Knight Psycherbacks with Kodiaz attached to the Thunderfire cannon behind this bolstered ruin. I put the scouts there. Probably should have waited and infiltrated them after seeing how far back he deployed. I might have done something different with the scouts, but whatever. They're on the rear objective. Got the autocannons there, the bikes are there, and the Land Raiders across there. So we're going to kind of battle for the center objective here. Big guns. We got Knight fighting first turn, and I have the Knight attacker rule, but Orks are deployed very far back and behind line of sight blocking. So we'll be back with turn 1. Alright, a very quick turn 1 for Orks. He just repositioned his battle wagons, and I ended up deferring, giving him first turn, so now I'll take second turn. Alright, so in this turn, bottom of turn 1 for the Space Marine Grey Knights, positioned the Land Raider a little bit to get las cannon shots. Turbo boosted the bikes on top of the hill. Drop pod came down on the center objective. Couldn't decide quite where. I had a few different options on where to put it, but decided to play kind of conservative. Put the drop pod on center objective with objective secured. The melting dudes just kind of backed out. Positioned the dreadnought outside of the terrain and got line of sight and some shots on the battle wagon. I did nothing except for the Prescience Thunderfire cannon back there behind the ruin. They did 2 hull points on the truck and a wound on a knob biker. And that is my turn. Alright, another quick turn from the Orks. A little bit of repositioning of the Gretchen, the truck, the knobs and HQs back there, the one battle wagon that didn't move and you can barely see hiding behind the building, took pot shots at the chapter master, ping ping, and the battle wagon with the bigger gun, the blast gun, moved full out forward. And that was a nice quick turn 2 for the Orks. Space Marines are here. Okay, at the end of turn 2, Space Marine shooting. Turn 2. Mostly shooting happened. A little bit of jockeying around of the forces back here. Land Raiders scooted forward a little bit. Bikes moved forward to get some grab gun shots on the battle wagon down here. And the Flyer came on over there, Talon, and the Land Speeder came on over there, outflanking. Really bad shooting from the Scouts and the Speeder. They killed 1 Gretchen. Grab guns into the battle wagon did nothing, but I think I did the twin-link las cannons did something.
Yeah.
And
yeah, this thing's hurting.
Somewhere else, right? I immobilized it and took out the cannon on it. It's down to its last hull point.
2 hull points.
It has 2 hull points left, but it's immobilized and has no gun.
Yeah.
And then the Flyer came on and got heavy bolter shots into the truck over there. I got first blood by getting the last hull point on the truck. And Thunderfire cannon clipped the corner of this battle wagon, did a hull point, did some damage into the bikes, and what's that guy's name? Zagstruck. He took a wound and killed a bike. So that was the turn for Space Marines, and that's the board after 2. It's faster game, spread out. Orks are definitely playing a very cagey, back of the board kind of tactic. Alright, for the Orks turn 3. It didn't last 45 seconds this time. He deep struck. The Slanesh Prince hit right there. He tried to get Psychic Shriek off, but I denied it, but he popped off Shrouding. The pink cars deviated into the building, and 2 dudes died in the crash. I'll move forward a little bit. The boys popped out of the vehicle here and only got a 1-inch run, so they couldn't charge. These guys popped out of there, wrecked vehicle, the Mega Knobs, and they would have had to roll super duper crazy charge number to make it, so they shot instead. Chapter Master tanked some wounds. The Knobs turbo boosted across the table over there. The boys popped out of the wrecked truck and charged and wrecked the Land Speeder, and the Scouts popped out, and the Gretchen took some snapshots because they went to ground. So
now they're back. They're back up.
They halfway through 3, we've got a wrecked Land Raider over here, and some Demons in the backfield for Space Marines. Alright, as we see here, the Space Marine turn did a good chunk of damage into the Orks as they ran forward here. I got position on the mountain here with grab shots and did some wounds to the boss and took out a dude, or did a wound to the boss. Got nothing from the Strength 8 autocannon and nothing from the Cybolter, but I made him roll some saves. Dumped some drop pod shots and just drop pod shots into the boys, did some damage. Then I got Prescience Thunderfire Cannon to clip the vehicle and ding up some more boys back there. So did a good chunk of damage over there with the Mega Knobs and the boys. Did a whole point to the remaining or the unimmobilized battle wagon. And then over here did okay with Talon shots and scout shots into the boys. Brought them down to just the knob with a wound. And did some unsuccessful shooting at the shrouded pink horrors in the building from over here. But all in all, did a good chunk of damage on both sides of the board, so I'm happy with my turn 3. That's how we look at the end of 3. Alright, Orc turn 4. Saw the Pain Boys zip over here, and the other Orc bikers zip over there. They ended up assaulting the scouts and wiping them out after the Gretchen did some shooting and killed, I think, 1 scout. Slanesh Prince got Psychic Shriek off, but missed. Did you perils or no?
Yeah, perils.
He also perils and took a wound. And then you made a bunch of whip saves on Kodiaz, but he had his rerollable save power up, so he made his saves. The Pink Horrors just scooted forward. They didn't do powers. And over here in the knobs, they moved through terrain, or the boys moved through terrain, and the war boss, and what, he joined them, or is?
Yeah.
He joined the boys now, and there's two Mega Knobs alone, or 2 Mega Knobs separate. That's after halfway through 4. We've got no Space Marines over there anymore, except for the flyer. And Orcs here. Demons in the building. And the Prince flying here. Alright, at the end of 4, we saw the Space Marines dump all their fire, grab gun shots, the Cyphelman and Bolter over here, las cannons, heavy bolter, and the Mega Knob war boss tanked a bunch of wounds. He took 1, a few boys died, a lot of feel no pains were made. Got a Thunderfire, an unprescient Thunderfire shot to ping in between the 2 vehicles a couple times, and I did a glance and a glance. Got a wound off on the Warlord Pain Boy on bike with the Talon, and I think that's I did a little bit of wounding. I killed a Pink Horror here with some shooting from there, and that's it. This is going to be beginning of 5.
Beginning of 5. Here we go. What's the side armor on there?
Alright, halfway through turn 5, the Orcs were over here. They sort of detached from the boys, joined up with the Mega Knobs and slingshotted forward, exploded the drop pod, and inflicted no wounds in the explosion, but some saves had to be made. Pink he didn't get anything off in the psychic phase, so that he put the Slanesh guy on the ground, but didn't get off the shroud. So he's standing there. And what else? Moved the battle wagon forward. The boys ran a little bit, and the Gretchen are still on the rear objective. And now it's Space Marines bottom of 5. That's the board. Halfway through 5. You want to roll to see if the game ends?
Here it is.
Here's the roll to see if the game ends. Oh, and the game does end on a 1. Alright, so let me tell you what happened at the end of 5 for Space Marines. We saw the Psyker backs dump out their little Psyker dudes, and everyone in this vicinity shot at the Slanesh Demon Prince. Took him out with heavy bolter fire, mostly. And dumped shots from the Sifleman Dread ineffectively into the Mega Knobs. Shot grab guns and melta guns. Did a little bit of damage and wounds on the all the Ork war bosses that were together there. And fired the Land Raider into the Mega Knobs and did a wound. And fired the Storm Talon into the Gretchen and shot them back, but they held on their leadership. Then I assaulted and lost combat, but I hit and ran away from combat, so it ended up he killed 3 bikes. I killed his warlord, the pain boy on bike, and then I hit and ran away, stayed on the objective, and then we ended the game on turn 5 with a 1. So I hold this objective, and I'm in hover mode here, so I am on this objective here. So I'm going to be on all 3 objectives with Slay the Warlord and First Blood and Linebreaker. So good game, thank you.
Alright.
And that's Big Guns Never Tire. That's the end of 5. Game ended early, but that's how it ended up. Alright, keep watching the Bat Reps. Check out our podcast, Veterans of the Long War, on iTunes and Facebook.
Well, Linebreaker, Warlord.
Alright, I just wanted to clarify. We looked at the board and realized, so here's the deal. Hover mode on the Talon, but the Gretchen are also within 3, so that cancels out no score there. Because of the hit and run, I had to max hit and run away and would not have been on that objective. I rolled a 9 or something. He would have been on the objective. So, not 100% sure if you can score an objective and be locked into combat at the same time. So that was why I hit and ran away, but then didn't realize that you had to run your max distance. So there's a question for the interwebs. And then I definitely had this objective. So I had 3. He had 3. I had Slay the Warlord, Linebreaker, and First Blood. He had...
And you killed a heavy. And
I killed this heavy.
Yeah, but I didn't kill any heavies.
And you had Linebreaker and 1 objective. So it would have been, what, 8-4 or something like that?
Yeah, 8-4.
So that is the real score.